Ridge's big sacrifice could backfire on him. Plus, Steffi ought to worry about her job, not Shayla. Welcome to Team USA 24, my channel. With her exquisite hosting and detailed descriptions of the garments, Katie gave Eric the glimpse of his desires. Despite the lack of sophistication among the attendees, the atmosphere was elegant and personal. Eric appeared to have won easily since he declared that the day belonged to him and that he had produced his best work. However, it wasn't. Carter turned Eric's grand finale into the Great Pumpkin by claiming that Ridge, not Eric, had won after tallying all the bids. I may not need to mention this, but I am 100% Team Eric. How Eric might lose eludes me. When Eric was terminally ill and asked to create a farewell collection, he was informed that he must retire and play pickleball. Ironically, the person who gave him this news also defeated him in his last match. Eric now has the appearance of the Knave Emperor who has no wins, thinking he has won a tournament he actually lost. People, something about that simply doesn't seem right. How come Eric didn't sell out of his gowns at the event, even though he and many other characters claimed that Eric was designing at the pinnacle of his craft? I don't understand how Eric can lose because Esther Valentine, a non-couture business owner, went shopping on that particular day. Eric claimed to have seen his victory among the crowd. Is Eric truly that unprofessional that he doesn't even realize his gowns are the reason everyone is ogling him? Thank you. Please share my video. I believe there is more going on here. Ultimately, why did Katie inform Luna in that scene that she wanted one of the gowns, hadn't placed her bid yet, and wouldn't take no for an answer? Is Katie able to purchase the last gown needed to tie the game? Or will the writers forget Katie ever said it, like they do with a lot of the show's thrown-away dialogue? Since Eric is the master, he should have won. His family should not be letting him die while they are showing him favors and sympathy. In my opinion, Luna discovering Eric's old stapler portends potential developments about Eric's condition. Is it possible that Eric, who has given up on his healing, could discover a remedy, much like a stapler that was lost but was later found? Perhaps, and after touching that ancient, rusty stapler, Eric might also require a tetanus shot in addition to that remedy. Should Eric discover a miraculous treatment for his enigmatic ailment, Ridge's interim relinquishment of the CEO role might become permanent. How will Steffi and HFTF fare if Eric survives and continues to oversee the company? Does the family not include 3 doctors at the very least? While we're talking about treatments for Eric, does his family not include 3 doctors at the very least? Is there no one who can discuss his disease with these people? It astounded me that rather than Dr. Bridget Forrester, Brooke and Eric's daughter, Ridge was the first person she felt ought to know that Eric was dying. From her days of egg freezing, Brooke is aware that she can rely on Bridget in an emergency medical situation. The 2 Dr. Finnegans are next. They might be able to treat Eric, or at the least, recommend him. That ship has sunk, but Eric doesn't want his family to know he's dying. A minor thing like the HIPAA privacy rule obviously won't matter if Lai is okay with stealing hospital patients and Bridget doesn't mind having a patient believe she is still married to her ex-husband. First, they must convince Taylor to steal his documents. Secondly, they must find a treatment. To begin with, the Forresters need to determine whether Eric is truly dying or if, similar to the stapler, he may be brushed aside and continue stapling. In any case, someone has to at least inform Steffi, the former co-CEO, who appears to be the last person to be aware of the competition, her job loss, and the possibility of her grandfather's death. Steffi, welcome back home. I came home for you, just you. It was Liam, not Finn, who urged Steffi to come back home. What then does the rebellious mother who goes on long hikes do? It is Finn who welcomes her home, not Liam. Because of this, when I bring up the subject of Liam attempting to steal his wife, Finn will need to have many recliner seats. Finn deserves to lose Steffi if he can't stop complaining about Liam and turn into her Batman's Robin in the fight against Sheila, the Catwoman with 9 toes. Steffi is Finn's to lose. Is there anyone else who feels that Steffi returned home for reasons other than Finn? Something more like an altercation with her mother-in-law, who makes more sense by birth. Fearing for her life, Steffi fled the town but later came back to inform Sheila that Steffi owned the city and that she would not be forced to leave. The scene where Sheila went off and threatened Steffi must have slipped my mind. I felt Steffi had gone a little mad with her new tough act, running off after scaring herself. Sheila seemed to be content with a routine existence of tea and crumpets and cracking her man's vertebrae at the end of the day. She didn't want to get into a confrontation with Steffy, but there she was at Sheila's house, pushing her. I have to admit that the tell Sheila often assault her carnival attraction is growing stale, as Sheila hasn't made an appearance in over a year. Watching character after character queue up to punch cream pie Sheila in the face is not something I'm interested in. They should either have the courage to sacrifice Taylor or just stop up if they want Sheila imprisoned. When Liam learns that Steffy was brought home to her husband by his phone call, what will he say? I have a feeling that Liam will keep hitting Steffy's brick wall with his head even if it gets bleeding. What about her position at Forrester? Will she end up like Brooke, in a position no one knows about and obscure? Or will she truly talk about how her dad and grandfather's pissing competition railroaded her out of her CEO position? The storyline spoilers for the entire year have been revealed, and sadly, they mostly reveal more of the same. Brad Bell said to Soap Opera Digest that there would be joy, hilarity, and heartfelt family moments. Along with the return of Ashley Jones's character Bridget Forrester and Windsor Harmon's character Thorne, he expects a lot more tears. Does this group of characters' return in December mean that someone has passed away or that two people are getting married? The fashion wars are still going strong because Zendi is upset about trainee RJ surpassing Zend in couture. It's not Zend's fault. I remember that around the time they were brought onto Hope's line, he and Eric were working together on couture. Zend ought to be displeased that he had to correct a defect in one of Ridge's dresses in order to establish his relevance after going uncalled upon during the competition. Zend will be interested in Luna as well. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. In relation to Luna, the mystery involving her, Poppy, and Lee keeps getting revealed. Liam will remain in the background while Bill and Liam continue to push Liam for an answer from Steffy. There's been no update on Katie and Bill, so I'm assuming Bill did not accept no from Katie. The narrative of Deacon and Sheila's redemption progresses and culminates in a breathtaking moment. Will Sheila's transformation reveal itself to us, or is Sheila content to settle for Deacon because she is unable to have Finn? In a different tale concerning transformation, Hope, an additional settler, persists in her situationship with Thomas. Thomas's potential as a leading man and his likelihood of returning as the antagonist are still being explored by the authors. That is all, and those are the scoops. We appreciate you coming this far. In the space provided for comments below, please share your thoughts on the subjects. Until we scoop again, darling, be brave and gorgeous.